Hello everyone, I am Ryan Jimenez and we are the Group 3 presenters. And for today, we will be tackled or discuss electrochemistry and the process of electrochemistry. So, ang electrochemistry is a branch of chemistry that studies the relationship between chemical reactions and electrical energy. So, in simple terms po, it is a branch of chemistry na nag-i-study ng relationship of chemical reaction and electrical energy. So here are the basic concepts of electrochemistry. So first, the redox reaction. The redox reaction are chemical processes where electrons are transferred from one substance to another. So ang redox reaction po is kung paano ba matransfer yung electrons. Kung maglulus ba or magigain ng electrons. That is the redox reaction po. Okay. So oxidation, ang redox reaction is may dalawa, which is oxidation and reduction. So, ang oxidation is the loss of electrons, increase in oxidation number, or addition of oxygen, while reduction is the gain of electrons. So, ang oxidation is naglulus ng electrons. Siya po yung chemical na naglulus ng electrons. Pag reduction naman po is nagigain siya ng electrons. So, parang sasabihin natin na pag tumatanggap ka ng electrons, reduction ka. Pero pag nagbibigay ka ng electrons, oxidation ka. So, dito naman po tayo sa oxidizing and reducing agents. An oxidizing agent is a substance that accepts electrons and cause another substance to be oxidized, while reducing agents donates electrons and cause another substance to be reduced. So, dito naman po is parang baliktad. Ang oxidizing agent is tumatanggap siya ng electrons para ma-oxidize yung other substance. Meaning to say, mag-oxidize yung another substance, so parang tinutulungan niya. So magtatanggap siya ng electrons para ma-oxidize yung other substance. Which is, ano yung oxidize? Yun po ay nagbibigay ng electrons. Doon naman sa reducing agents, magbibigay siya ng electrons. Baliktad po. Magbibigay siya ng electrons para yung other substance naman is ma-reduce. Okay? Ano naman yung reduce? Magtatanggap ng electrons. So, parang dito sa agents is parang the other substance will oxidize. Thus is oxidized agent. Pero pag other substance will reduce, that is reducing agents. So, dito naman po tayo sa electrochemical cells. So, electrochemical cells is a system consisting of electrodes and electrolytes that allows conversion between chemical and electrical energy through redox reaction. So, in simple terms, kino-convert niya po yung chemical reaction through electrical energy by redox reaction. Okay? So, ang example natin dito is the batteries in clocks, tapos remotes and phones. Okay? So, may dalawang type tayo ng electrochemical cell. And this is galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. Ang galvanic cell generates electrical energy from spontaneous redox reaction where electrons flow naturally from anode to cathode. Okay? So, ngayon po, ang galvanic cell is parang walang conflict. Basta it moves naturally. Yung electrons, it moves naturally from substance. Okay? Pero, dito naman sa electrolytic cell is it can use external power source to force a non-spontaneous reaction to occur, often in industrial process. So, dito naman po sa electrolytic cell is kailangan po ng external na energy or power para i-force yung non-spontaneous reaction na gumalaw. Okay? So, kung sa galvanic cell, the electrons move freely, it naturally flows. Sa electrolytic cell naman, kailangan niya pa ng external energy para i-move yung non-spontaneous reaction.
Next, we're going to talk about the components of an electrochemical cell. We have anode, cathode, electrolyte, and salt bridge. When we say anode, anode is the electrode where oxidation occurs, and electrons are released into the external circuit. nagre-release siya ng electrons. It is the loss of electrons. Now, when it releases electrons, magiging positive siya. Now, think of it as an starting point of an electron flow. For example, zinc electrode in a galvanic cell. Next, cathode. Cathode is the electrode where the reduction occurs, and electrons are accepted from the external circuit. Now, kapag yung anode, nagre-release siya, diba? Nagiging positive. Yung cathode naman, nag-gain siya ng electrons. Meaning, magiging negative siya. Mas lalong magiging negative. Kapag yung anode, starting point ng electron flow, yung cathode naman, ending point ng electron flow. For example, copper electrode in a Daniell cell. Next, we have electrolyte. Electrolyte is a substance, usually a liquid or a solution, that contains free-moving ions that conduct electricity. It allows ions to move inside the cell so the reaction can continue. For example, salt solution, sulfuric acid, in car batteries. Now, salt bridge. Salt bridge is a tube or a porous barrier that contains an electrolyte and allows movement of ions to maintain electrical neutrality in the cell. Now, without it, the reaction would stop because of the charge build up. For example, we have U-shaped tube filled with potassium nitrate. Cell potential and voltage. First, i-discuss muna natin ano yung electrode potential. Electrode potential, it is the measure of an electrode's tendency to gain or lose electrons when connected to another electrode. Now, this shows how likely an electrode is to gain or lose electrons. Now, for some materials easily gain electrons while others lose them. For example, copper has a higher tendency to gain electrons than zinc. Standard electrode potential. It is the electrode potential measured under standard condition. This standard condition contains the concentration, pressure, and temperature. For concentration, we have 1 mole. Specifically, it's 1 mole per liter, while the pressure is 1 atmosphere. And last is the temperature, which is the 25 degrees Celsius. Now, it is used as a reference to compare different electrodes. Cell potential or E cell. It is the overall voltage produced by an electrochemical cell, indicating the driving force of electron flow. Now, it tells you how much energy the cell can provide. Like, for example, a typical dry cell produces about 1.5 voltage. Now, ang key points lang dito or main point lang dito, kapag higher yung cell potential, the stronger it is to push for electrons to flow. Spontaneity reactions. Spontaneity reactions, we have spontaneous reaction and non-spontaneous reaction. When we say spontaneous reaction, it is a reaction that occurs naturally without the need for external energy, usually producing electrical energy. For example, we have a battery being used or discharging of a battery. Next, non-spontaneous reaction. Non-spontaneous reaction, it is a reaction that requires external energy input to proceed. For example, charging a battery or electrolysis. Now, to differentiate these two, spontaneous reaction and non-spontaneous reaction, spontaneous reaction is independent for external energy and nagproproduce siya ng energy, no? While the non-spontaneous, dependent siya sa external energy and nagre-require siya ng energy.
Dito po tayo sa electrochemical processes. Una po natin dito matatakal ang electrolysis. So, ang electrolysis po is a process of using electrical energy to drive a chemical reaction that would not occur on its own. So, meaning, fino-force niya na magkaroon ng reaction by using electricity para mag-split ang hydrogen sa oxygen. So, ang electrolysis po ay ginagamit sa pagproduce ng mga clean energy, pag-extract ng mga aluminum sa mga ores, at saka pagre-refine ng mga metals. Next po ang electron flow and ion movement. So, dito po, in electrochemical cells, electrons flow through the external wire while ions move within the electrolyte to balance charges and complete the circuit. So, meaning, para mas simple lang po, is ang electrons ay nasa outside po siya, and then yung ion ay nasa inside ng battery. Okay? So, for example, sa battery po, sa buong battery, electrons power flashlight. So, yung battery po ay gumagamit ng electrons para ma-power ang flashlight. So, punta naman po tayo sa loob ng battery. Sa loob po ng battery ay matatagpuan natin ang mga ions. So, ang purpose ng mga ions po ay sila po yung nagbabalance ng mga components na nasa loob ng batteries para mag-work ng tama ang battery. So, ayun po. Okay. Punta naman po tayo sa mga applications. So, number one is the batteries. Devices that convert chemical energy into electrical energy for practical use. So, batteries. Laganap naman na po sa atin yung mga batteries ngayon. So, lahat po ng mga bagay na kailangan ng mga enerhiya ay kailangan ng batteries. So, for example, ng mga phone natin, para mag-work yan, kailangan po yan ng battery. So, next is electroplating. The process of depositing a thin layer of metal onto another material using electricity to improve appearance or prevent corrosion. So, for example po dito yung gold-plated jewelry or chrome-plated car parts. So, yung electroplating po ay parang same po sila ng electrolysis. So, ganun po. Next is the corrosion and prevention. Sa corrosion and prevention, so it is the gradual destruction of metals due to chemical reaction, especially oxidation. Prevention methods include coating or galvanizing. So, sa corrosion po ay, yun po yung mga metals na nasisira slowly kapag nagka-interact sila sa mga air at saka sa water pag na-expose po sila doon. So, para ma-prevent po yun ay kailangan po siyang pinturahan. Next is the industrial uses. So, in electrochemistry is used in large-scale processes like metal extraction, purification, and chemical production. So, ang example po niyan ay ang extraction of aluminum using electrolysis. So, electrolysis, nabanggit ko na po kanina. Ganito po ka-importante ang electrolysis sa pang-araw-araw nating buhay. And for the last one is the summary. Electrochemistry is essential in understanding how energy is transformed between chemical and electrical forms, making it crucial in modern technology and everyday life. From powering devices to preventing rust, electrochemistry play a major role in our daily activities. So, thank you po sa pakikinig sa aming Group 3. So, yun lang po yun.